such an asshole.
Mobile Cappy, not at my own place. How you kids doing? We got a question. If you got a question, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world's only professional asshole, will answer your questions as long as you got money. Let me make sure this isn't a follow-up email. Okay, from Anonymous. I don't know if you've made a video topic about this, but I'll ask anyways. As you know, I'm a black dude who lives in a state that is not heavily populated by black dudes. I watched the video you posted about it the other day, which was factual and hilarious. Oh, about the state you're in. Yes, it is factual and hilarious. I'm sure you saw some of the same things I mentioned. And as a 30-odd-year-old black man, I despise liberals, but I don't like conservatives all that much either. Why are conservatives so unattractive to blacks? They seem to be very insular, corny, soft, and boorish. Sometimes it's hard to relate to them, especially the Bible-thumping types. I did a political test which placed me slightly right of center, maybe a blue dog Democrat in politically correct terms. I'm a big fan of libertarianism. Well, then you cannot be a Democrat. Maximum social freedom, low taxes. Oh, not with low taxes. You definitely can't be a Democrat then. They'll shoot you. And less regulation, but it doesn't get enough mainstream hype as the other two political sides in mainstream today. That's true. Maybe you could go on to why this is the case. Anyway, this is concise as I could make it, blah, blah, blah. So your main question, why are conservatives so unattractive to blacks? My answer to you is they're not supposed to be attractive. In the historical context of the different political parties that the black community have had relationships with, well, I mean, how far back do you want to go? Actually, maybe it'd be worth to go back to pre-Civil War. That might put some things in context. Actually, that would put, let's do it just to review. All right. Democrats enslaved the blacks. That was it, generally speaking. It was the Democrat South, the Dixie South, and the Republicans, Abraham Lincoln, among other things, fought a war. It wasn't necessarily over slavery, but that's the pluralistic reason that there was a Civil War, larger issue of states' rights. But anyway, you go back, yeah, the Republicans freed the slaves. They fought a civil war for it, right? That was it. Now, after 1865, yes, there's still discrimination. No, the Democrat South was not pro-black. Yes, the Republicans wanted, the end of slavery. They continued on. And then you got to go all the way up to literally 100 years later to 1965, where you had the welfare state created by Lyndon B. Johnson, where all of a sudden the Democrat Party became your best friends. Why? Because they paid for shit. That was it. Why did they do that? Did they really want to help out the black community? Did they really care about the remnant racism that was left over, even though it was a post-Civil War world and people had their, at least the men had the right to vote and all that? No, they wanted the votes. And if there's one thing I could convey, and so all the way from 1965 up to now, and if there's one thing I could convey to the black community, regardless of politics, oh, he's a white man, whatever, just hear me out. The Democrats have always been using you. They have always flagrantly and blatantly during slave days. Okay. All right. Obviously there. But and I don't know much about 1865 to 1965. They're talking about the settling the West in American history and all that. But I do know from 1965 to today, you're essentially still slaves. You are. You live on plantations that are called ghettos. They're absolute shit. You suffer from Democrat policies. And you keep on voting for them. They're like Lucy with the football and Charlie Brown. They keep promising you free shit and some kind of salvation. And you guys run and vote for them every time. And Lucy pulls the ball away from Charlie Brown. You kick, you go up in the air, you land on your back, and you still live. You're still dead last, except for American Indians, which no one really talks about them. But for major racial categories, you're always dead last. And if we want to go back to 1965 and consider what you consider a full generation, you are now anywhere between the fourth and maybe up to sixth generations of black people who have suffered under the Democrat Party's policies. And I wish there was a way I could, give you the magic elixir or show you it's Lucy pulling the football away from you every time, that even though it sounds good on paper, here's all the free money. And nothing's your fault. We're your only friends. It's those evil Republicans who fought the Civil War to free them. And I say, like, look at what the policies have done for you. Get past the free bribery money. What has happened to your communities? What has happened to your family? What has happened to you? Are you happy? Let me ask a simple question. Forget the politics. Have you been happy? Like, since you became aware of maybe political stuff a little bit, or but especially like when you're a kid, you're certainly aware of economics. Like, if you're rich or poor when you're a kid. Are you done with this? Are you desperate enough? Are you sick and tired of living on the modern day plantation to say, hang on a second, maybe these Democrat policies aren't that great? Now, I'm not saying y'all got to become card carrying Republicans or conservatives or anything like that, but by God, will you look at the trend, even as a social scientist? Like, let's say you put on your lab coat and you did the show me where Democrat cities that have the highest percentage of Democrat policy, and in fact, you show me where the rich, successful Black people live. Show me where it works, because all I see is the poorest of Americans. That's all I see, and that's just finances. If you want, link below. Black man's got out of poverty. I go over all the statistics: lower life expectancy, poor health, higher mortality, different disease. You just suffer tremendously for generations. And I think, not that you're going to all worship Ronald Reagan, although we did have fun times in the 80s. Wouldn't, out of sheer desperation, you try something different? And this is where you, the requester, even though you're not a Democrat, you're certainly not a liberal, I think because of the history, you misunderstand what a role a political party should play and the role that the Republican Party, generally speaking, wants to play with, whether it's the Black race or any other group of people. Conservative, Republican, certainly libertarian politics, but let's just say, keeping it simple, conservatives and Republicans, they're not your mom. They're not there to raise you. They're not your end all be all. All right, are sections and segments within the Republican Party kind of weird? Yeah, the religious right. I mean, they're not that bad now, but I mean, go back to in Europe, your mid 30s. You don't remember the 700 Club. They'd be banning like rock and roll and Dungeons and Dragons and weird ass shit. All right, and yeah, they're a little odd. Oh my goodness, they're just crazy white people with cardigans around. They're named Chaz and Chip. Ha ha, very funny. All right, but generally speaking, they don't care about you. They don't care about anyone. Their job is to run the government. That's kind of the Republican ideology. It's like, keep taxes low, keep streets safe and clean, maintain the roads, have a defense, maybe some schools, a judicial system. All right. But it's a job. It's like any other kind of public service job. It's like collecting the garbage. Or maybe another thing is dental work. Like, you seem that like, oh, the Republicans aren't cool and hip. They're not down with the Black community. They're not supposed to be down with the Black community. They're supposed to be like your dentist. Like, you don't really want to see your dentist. You're not like, oh man, me and my dentist are bestest of buds. No, I pay this guy to look at my disgusting germ-infested mouth and clean it up, and if I got cavities, to fill the holes. I don't look for a relationship with my dentist, and I'm a libertarian. I don't look for a relationship with the Republican Party or the Libertarian Party. I don't have them have an effect or live or determine my life. I'm like, hey, manage the freaking government the right way. That's it. That's all I want them to do. But especially since the Great Recession, not the Great Recession, the Great Society, which if you look at Detroit and San Francisco and any other place, Democrats, it's not great at all. It's pretty bad. They're up your ass in every aspect and facet. We'll feed your kids. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll raise them. What do you want? We're here. But don't you vote for those Republicans. Don't you dare think outside the box and wondering why everyone in your neighborhood is like either shitting in the streets or shooting one up, and there's tent cities. Don't think about that. You need us. You're nothing. You're jack shit without us, the Democrat. We are your Lord and God. And they are. They're the modern day slave owners, which, albeit slavery wasn't good and you had to work for the slave master, but you're still kept. You're 100% kept. You live on their plantation. You live in their shitty towns, in their shitty neighborhoods, where even Walmart left. And it just, and the entire environment is so containing. It is so comprehensive. That's what I was looking for. That you're never allowed to have a thought outside of it. And even though you're not a Democrat, you're still under this, it seems to me, you're under this impression that you're supposed to have a personal relationship with a political party. Like, they don't really seem like people I'd like to have a drink with. Well, neither is my garbage man. Although I've never met him. He comes and collects the garbage and he drives away. I don't talk to the guy. And I think that's the fundamental difference between generally left-leaning parties like the Democrats and right-leaning ones with Republicans. The Republicans, they got a couple morals, like don't enslave people and don't attack us, or we'll go to war. All right. But after that, it's hands off. It's libertarianism. Like, we're going to leave you alone. It's not our responsibility to raise you. We just freed you. Go do your thing. I don't care if you failed at making a widget shop. It's not our concern. Oh, you're so uncaring. It's like it's like they want you to be free, but they're not going to take care of you. And it's actually two opposite ends of the coin. I mean, they're actually different. Do you want to be taken care of? Well, yeah, vote the Democrat Party. And they'll try their best to take care of you, but not if it, not at their own expense. You notice how Democrat politicians are very wealthy, but most black people aren't. Jesse Jackson's pretty well to do, right? So is his joke of a son. Well, he's a joke too. The Republicans like, hey, you leave us alone. We're going to leave you alone and go do your thing. We're going to make it easy for everybody, as much as we can, easy for everybody to get by. But we're not going to get in your way. And just as we're not going to get in your way, they're not going to be like, hey, bros, what it is and what it be, yo. Vote for us, the Republicans, not the Democrats. What circus and clown show you want them to do? What you want them to get, like Lizzo to be their spokeswoman? Just like, I'm a fat black woman for Republican because they care a lot of shit. Is that what you want? What do you want? See, because the whole idea of America was get the F off our way, government. Well, there was a king back in the day, King George, the United Kingdom, or Britain back then. Like, no, get out of our way. We'll do it ourselves. Just leave us be. And then I'd say, no, you want to get back into bed with the government. And I don't know if you've noticed, the government never has the people's best interests at heart. Just the government, namely the politicians that are heading it up. I mean, the newest mayor of, Chicago, I'm sure he's going to do well. I'm sure Golem, the previous mayor of Chicago, she got a nice pension, right? All of her cronies got paid off, right? Last I checked, Chicago wasn't doing too well, particularly the black community. But and a lot of that, I think, I didn't really realize, I obviously have conservative black friends or libertarian black friends. But I'm kind of curious. It's like, well, what kind of relationship did you want with your political party? Because I want as little relationship as possible. Like, I vote for you, you do the thing, and you keep my taxes low, and you keep corruption out. Otherwise, I have a life. I have stuff going on. I don't want to sit there. Oh my God, are you going to give me the government program money that I needed so that I can live my life? Of which you will notice. Let me introduce you to your twin brothers. Twin sisters. They just happen to be disproportionately white. Look at all these kids demanding a student loan bailout, all these college graduates. All right, disproportionately white. Obviously, all races are in the college graduate, but mostly master's degree and all that. Disproportionately white, right? What's their entire life? Oh my God, what's the government and the Democrats going to do for me? Like, hey, how about you go do your own damn thing and suffer your own damn consequences? And these are people like squarely in their 30s, not pushing 40. And their life is half over. And the success of their life is still now, is the government going to give Joe Biden going to bail me out? Dude, you don't got that much life. And man, I hope you got a better social life than, like, the number one thing is my involvement with one of the major political parties in any country. Your relationship should be friends, loved ones, family, your kids, whatever, even your career, your coworkers, anything. But it shouldn't be like, oh my, well, the Republican parties, they just didn't make enough food for us at the local community center. They weren't playing the right music. I don't like the DJ they had. It was way too much country. That's almost the antithesis of generally conservative politics. It's like, it's not our job to entertain you. We're not here to be your friends. We're here to keep your taxes low. So that's what I would, why are they so unattractive to blacks? Because they're not designed to be. The whole political philosophy is not to be attractive to different. It's like, I'm going to leave you alone. Is to be attractive to people who want low taxes and to be left alone. That's why. I mean, in general marketing, yeah, you should address black issues and black concerns. Obviously, you would like the, different voting blocks of different groups of people, certain particular issues concern them. But in terms of what's what I'm looking for? Like turning the Republican Party into a boy band that teenage girls, scream over. No, it's not what a political party does. Doesn't get maybe you go on to why this is the case, why the libertarianism doesn't get mainstream, because people are too stupid to understand libertarianism, and libertarians are too much of potheads and poorly organized and poorly led to lead. What if you want to see libertarians start making headway? They got to win Republican nominations. That's just how it is. I guess they could go try and win Libertarian or Democrat nominations. I guess that would really put an end to the Democrat Party if a bunch of libertarians came in there. But the libertarians suck at being a political party, and Americans are just too stupid to what do you mean maximum social freedom and maximum personal freedoms? I mean, you got low taxes, you could get an abortion, and you can own guns. That just fries everybody's brains. They don't get it. They don't understand what freedom is. But guns bad, and I need other people's money because they benefited. How? Because reasons. Because I'm a lazy fuck and I don't want to work. Oh, at least you said it. But I want abortions, libertarian. I want to own guns, libertarians. I want low taxes, libertarian. I want high taxes and other people to pay more shit. The Democrat Party is right there, along with their horrifically bad communities and culture. Or not culture, communities and cities. There you go. I guess there is a culture, like people pooping in the streets. I guess if you look at Seattle and San Francisco, there's your culture. So there, but yeah, man, focus on your life. The Republicans aren't cool. They're not wearing fancy clothes. That's fine by me. That's perfectly all right. As long as they keep taxes or at least vote to keep taxes low. All right. Do we got any super chats? We got 7. Holy cow. Holy cow. Factious T-Lou, $2. The Buc-ee's hat is back. Yeah, I carry it. My nieces love this hat, so I got to go see him with it. Wholesome DJ Aftershock, $2. Nominating Goldwater in 64 also did damage as well. Correct. Nonstop Dre, $2. When did government not use people for the gain? Correct again. But at least the conservatives and Republicans are the ones who know that the government is at least in theory, philosophy is the enemy. The Democrats just want more and more government. Nonstop Drake, $2. Welfare state is Pandora's box for society. TFM, absolutely right. Absolutely right, Dre. I think he better analogized welfare, but I would expand it to unearned money is the worst drug ever. Unearned money is worse than heroin. It will ruin your life. Whether you're a welfare bum or whether you're a trust fund baby suburbanite princess, if you get unearned money, you become an insufferable prick. You become a worthless human being because you don't know how to work and you don't value anyone else in your life. Boots of Vision Productions, $2. The Critical Drinker recommended The Menu. That's the movie, not the book. I wish it was the book because then I make a lot of money. Sam Whiskey, $10. A political party that does everything for you will take everything from you. Yeah, it'll tell you what to do too. I am shocked. Generation after generation, year after year, decade after decade, the black community just keeps on voting Democrat. I'm like, when you going to try Plan B? When is that going to happen? Like, you must know some successful black people in your community. You go ask them how they are. Not always, but I'd say 7 out of 10 times they're Republicans, or at least not Democrats. And oh, by the way, your lucky black friend who had a master's degree in buttfuck studies and then goes and gets some kind of government job on an affirmative action dime and makes $200,000 to play pickup sticks with his butt cheeks. Now that's not a real job. I'm talking like an engineer. That's why I put Herman Cain up there. If you don't know who Herman Cain is, go look up Herman Cain. Bob, $2. But I need my steamy check on my loan forgiveness. Right. What is their life? Okay, let's just say all these truly worthless people get the student loan bailouts. The average balance of which is only $30,000 or $36,000. You could give them a bailout. Are their lives going to be any better? Yeah, they got the bailouts. They're so stupid, they're going to keep making the same damn mistakes. They're going to, you're 40 years old and you can't pay $30,000 back in student loans. Your life is over. You've been conditioned. It's too late. Your life, it's it. It's done. You need to change. You're wrong. You are wrong. And no one else is paying the price but you. WizDivision Productions, $5. You thought I meant that menu, huh? You're not. I knew, Wizda. You're not that cool yet, Cappy. Maybe when you hit 1 million subs. Got you, though. No, I knew there was the menu. They were already playing jokes on me. Like, hey, they stole the title of your other book. The Guardian Archives, $4. Let's be real here. No one likes the Democrats. No, I don't think people like them, like buddies. But by God, half the population just likes free shit in the Democrat. And I will disagree with you here, Guardian. Many people, that's their freaking lifeblood. That's their spiritual purpose and meaning on this earth. I'm a Democrat. I'm a socialist. I care about the people. Give all of them other people's money that isn't mine. Like, you want to talk about liberal white girls from the suburbs who don't earn a dime. Those ideologues, those zealots, those crusaders, those are the ones you really got to look out for. X-Runner, $5. H.L. Mencken said it best. Democracy is the theory that the people know what they want and deserve it good and hard. Well, I can't. Yeah, you keep voting in people who say, well, we can have free shit forever. And then you get ghettos and trailer parks and barrios and just shitty towns, shitty neighborhoods. Okay. North Minneapolis I've been in and on Minneapolis for a quarter century. It's never improved. Southside Chicago has always sucked. I guess it's getting worse now too. And you're just going to throw more and more of the same damn shit that caused the problems in the first place. Because I guess what's her name? Golem wasn't socialist enough. Now they got an outright socialist over there. Okay, good luck. In 5 years' time or however long the Chicago mayor, when things are still bad on the south side and black people are still getting shot and killed, and they're still poor. There's been no progress. It just wasn't enough of what they've been trying the past 50 years. I mean, I would be pissed if I was a black man my age and I believed the Democrat bullshit. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, what the hell? It's been a half a century. We've been doing, you keep telling us to do this thing and nothing improves. Oh, I'd be furious. Because, 50 years old, you're 2/3 dead. Youth is definitely all gone. I'd be pissed. Oh, it's the Republicans in the Senate. Is that what? Oh, the white people in the suburbs. That's what it is. Oh, you've been saying that for quite some time. All right, that's it. So link below. Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. For the black gentlemen want to get out of poverty, it's linked below. Aaron, why is it the Black Woman's Guide Out of Poverty? You want to talk about addicted? I'm sorry. Have you convinced black women to do anything that they didn't want to? I can't get the white girls to stop majoring in English, even though they live in an English-speaking country. You try and give black women to trade in the government check for a husband and a father for their children. You show me that. You show me that magic trick. Then you make $1 billion writing a book on how you pulled it off. In the meantime, I only reach out to people that I think are like, yeah, we're ready. We're done. Hey, are you a black guy and you're sick and tired of being poor? Book below. All right. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.